Hey, what's up? It's Michael. Yo, welcome to Comics on Kings 2-0, baby. We are making it happen. I am so excited. Thank you so much for joining us. Rudy always says, I got to say, hit that subscribe button. Forrest always says, hey, make sure you tell them about the podcast. Forrest told me this morning the podcast, the audio side is growing. So thank you so much for that. Rudy, Forrest, how we feeling?
Dude, man, what a weekend in Miami, man. Like, first off, thank you so much for letting me tag along. My first ever Miami Hurricanes tailgate party. And wow. Man.
Blue lot.
The blue lot. First off, when you said like, oh, the blue lot is like really where the party's at. The green lot is fun. It's kind of where like some of the families hang. It's a little more conservative, but that blue lot, I could get on board with that blue lot very fast, man. We weren't even like 9 seconds in and people were like, rum shots, let's do it. I'm like, dude, it's like 12:30, man. I got to work tonight. They're like, too bad you're doing. I'm like, putting me on their shoulders, and it was unbelievable.
Can I tell you what's crazy? We've been only doing this podcast for 3.5 weeks, and people were stopping us about the podcast, which is freaking amazing. Thank you so much. But I got to say, the green lot was kind of lame. They did not like Rudy. Rudy's a very nice person.
Wait, why didn't they like you? Were you wearing Wisconsin stuff?
No, not at all, man. Like I was just kind of bopping through, and Michael and a couple other people that were doing some like content were just out doing their thing. And I'm like, I'm just gonna take a little walk around and meet the people and press the flesh. So, but we're in the blue lot everywhere you go. It's high fives and, man, you guys are rubbing elbows. Green lot, I'm walking by and I'm like, somebody was watching a football game and it was in a commercial. I go, oh, what game you guys got on? And the guy like turns and he looks at me and then looks at the TV and goes, I don't know. We're not really paying attention. I was like, okay. Well, and then I walked to the next group and I'm like, hey, what's going on, guy? Oh, and then a guy had a Packers table. And I'm like, hey, look at that. Friendly fire here. I'm a Packers guy. And the guy's like, yeah, great. Okay. Anyway, and turns around. I'm like, what is going on in the green lot?
Yeah, the green lot, man.
No
horrible
outsiders.
Green lot.
Yeah, no outsiders allowed.
Green lot was horrible, man. But the blue lot, the Canes boys, La Familia, we met so many people in that blue lot.
I'm going to be there, Virginia Tech. I'm going there before my show. Same thing. It's a night game. I have a show in Boca, so I'm going to stop there, meet up in the blue lot. Yeah.
All you people in the blue lot, Forrest is going to be in your area. Make sure you show him some love. I mean, the blue lot is incredible. The blue lot is incredible. But let's talk about the game. Miami, Florida A&M. I mean, Forrest, it was a blowout. What was it, 54-9, 56-9? What was your takeaway from the game, Forrest?
I was kind of upset that we gave up 9 points. Like,
oh, come on.
Let me tell you my takeaway from the first two games with this game too is our bold predictions are not doing well. You shamed me into going 222 with my rushing yards. I said 200, which was a 30-yard jump from the last year, and we're at 184.5 yards per game right now through the first two games.
Forrest, it was a bold prediction for us. Going up to 200 is not a bold prediction.
But also, I think your Tyler Van Dyke's going to have more yards than Cam Ward. No way.
No way.
It's clear. It's very clear that look, Cam's great, but it's clear that they are like, hey, we're going to try and get you the Heisman too, because when he came back in the third quarter to get some more yards, I was cool with it. Then he ran in a touchdown. I'm like, all right, like take it easy. Let's, stay healthy. Now I'm freaking out about stuff. But it's clear this is Cam Ward's team. The rushing's there. We got great running backs, obviously, but this is his team. He's going to come out there every week and just light that field up. I mean, that was Florida. It was kind of like when we talked to Roy Wood. It's exactly like that. It's like, we paid you. Now go over there and take your whooping.
Now, we got a great show for you today. Rasta, that's Rasta's right there. He's going to be talking about recruiting news. We'll check in with him in about 10, 15 minutes. Kelsey, right there. We'll check in with her. She got all the SEC news, and she nailed the Texas game. She crushed the Texas game. Texas blew out Michigan. She'll be talking about that and the games coming up. But let's get back to the Miami Hurricanes game.
Don't forget about Tyler Barron.
Can we say Tyler Barron was our bully of the week?
Without a doubt. He was on Pro Football Focus's every week they pick their team, all the players from around the country. He's on their team. 3 sacks, 3.5 tackles for losses. I mean, just a menace out there. So I think he's up to 4 sacks now through 2 games and 5.5 tackles for loss. That's 2 games.
It's pretty insane what this guy's doing, and that's without Ruben Bain. Because the whole thing is the more players you have on the line, the more players get free because they can't double. They got to all try to hold their own block. When Ruben Bain comes back, Messidor is kind of playing out of place right now. He's playing tackle when he's a natural end, but he's doing it for the team. When Ruben Bain comes back, they can all switch. I mean, I don't want to say this. Look, I don't know Georgia's line that well. But I know right now we have one of the best defensive lines in the country.
Yeah, and you look it's all Cristobal, obviously. We know he's a lineman. He's going to build the line, but you look and see what's happening at Oregon now with they're good. They have talent, obviously, but I don't know if you've watched any of the games. They're clearly
their offensive line is not good.
Yeah.
Their offensive line is not good. And everybody was giving Mario crap that Dan Lanning was taking the team further than Mario. He hasn't won a Pac-12 championship when Pac-12 was on. And his offensive line has gotten worse. And that's Mario's recruits the first 2 years. We all know year 3, his recruits are gone. Now it's Dan's recruits, and they're not doing as well.
Yeah, there's only been a couple teams that have looked, against inferior competition and more level competition. It's been Miami. Georgia's looked that way. There's Ohio State sort of. You look at Alabama.
Texas,
they were neck and neck with South Florida, who we play in 2 weeks, until around the third quarter. Then they just put the gas down. So I'm not gonna judge them on that. But they've had that's 2 years in a row where they sort of struggle with them for a little bit. But it's nice to see, like you said last week, is look, we're beating teams we're supposed to beat. But we're beating them we're just doing it instead of just we're sort of in the game where it's competitive.
Yeah.
We came on at the end or we barely won. No, we're taking care of business right now.
Yeah, and Notre Dame losing, and you covered this, but I just remember that MTSU game where they lost to a lower level school, and now I'm just happy they're winning. So that is great. Now, the run offense for Miami was kind of getting dogged on Twitter and Instagram, but you got to remember they played 22 freshmen this game. So I don't even really look at the performance of the offensive line, the defensive line. Look, they played a lot of freshmen, and that's what this game was for. Would I like for them to blow out bigger holes? Yes. But that's the only thing that's lacking right now, I feel.
Damian Martinez, 8.3 a carry. Mark Fletcher, 8.4 a carry. Jordan Lyles, 6.7 a carry. Your boy A.J. Allen with not as many, but still 5.0 a carry. I feel like they're doing an okay job.
No, they're doing a great job. Yeah. They're doing a great job. But the word on Instagram and Twitter, if you saw fans, it should be gaping holes where they felt like, I guess the fans thought they should be running every time they ran the ball, they should score a touchdown. And let's talk about this. A.J. Allen, the 5th running back to go in. I'm not trying to cause any beef with the team because I love the team. I love Damian Martinez, Mark Fletcher, Lyle, Christian. I love all of them. But, man, I just think this dude is good, and I'm going to say it again.
Yeah.
He got 2 more games to play. I can see him transferring and purposely going to a school where he could hurt us next year. That's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, it's we're gonna have to rename this podcast the Comics on Canes, AJ Allen's disrespect. It's something I don't know. but there were 4 rushing touchdowns last week, and AJ Allen did not have one of them.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I love you, AJ Allen. I think you're so talented. Hey, cream always rises to the top. You just don't know when, but it will. Trust me on that. Me and Rudy hit the blue lot for the Big Canes parking lot extravaganza. It was absolutely crazy. Let's play a clip with it right now, and we'll come right back and talk about it.
Let's go, Canes! Let's go, Canes!
I've drank the Kool-Aid for a long time. I stopped drinking it a long time ago. I may be back on the Kool-Aid.
We ain't with that bullshit. What these guys out here doing with them chicken wings. We out here cooking tomahawks.
That's $1,000 steak at Poppy Steak, dog. You know what I'm saying? We going undefeated. Hey, we championship bound, dog. Here in Miami, it's like this. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa adentro. Hey, Cam Ward, I appreciate you coming down to the U, baby. You're going to get your national championship, and you're going to get that Heisman down here, too. We're going to have 3 nice Heisman trophies winners at the UM now.
That's right. Throw it up, baby. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Here we go. Here we go.
All about the U.
All about the U.
Let's go. I mean, the blue lot was crazy. Rudy, your first Miami Hurricanes. What'd you think?
If I were to shut my eyes and just listen to the audio, like the audible version of that party, I'd have thought I was at like a Raiders game. I couldn't believe how loud and how fun it was. It was a blast, man. It really was. A lot of like, I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm just so used to like Midwest like tailgates, which was more like the green lot. It's just people sitting around around like a table and just kind of chilling. The music is nice and low. It's cheese curds. Like, but that blue lot, man, like that was, I've never seen anything like it. It really was. You want to talk about like, that is the heart of Miami. Cause I said on the second day we were in Miami after the improv show, this is the loudest city I've ever been to. Like you just walk into a coffee shop and it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's a party everywhere you go. And
even the crowds at our comedy clubs, it's the quietest, loudest crowd you will ever perform at.
Yeah.
Like they're always, and it's not they're heckling. It's just if you say something funny, Miami Force, they tell everybody else, oh, that happened to me or this did. So there's conversation the whole show, but it's not like they're heckling. It's because they're enjoying the show. It's the loudest, quietest place you'll go to.
This was your first time in Miami, period? Like the city?
First time ever. I've done a lot of Florida, but first time ever in Miami.
Yeah, it is a loud city. You hit it right on the head. It is a loud.
It was funny because
they're having fun. It's like that's what it's about, Like people are like enjoying themselves. But yeah, it's oh man, you got indoctrinated good then.
Nice. It was a great time. Ellie Rodriguez, who opened the show, she was the host. She'd come out and she was playing like, I don't know, Pitbull or something. And the whole crowd was fucking bouncing. And it was, and then afterwards, there were a lot of people that had come up and, we're standing on the merch line, Michael's taking pictures, we're shaking hands, and numerous people came up, especially on Saturday in the Canes gear, just going, dude, when you guys going to get the Canes merch? We've been listening to the pod. It's been fun. Like it's such a nice ride. I guess I just kind of with being a Packers fan and driving around and going to different cities and, seeing that camaraderie, it's not like Miami fans, where I feel like, Packers fans, like they'll change your tire, but Miami fans would take a bullet for each other.
Yeah. They're crazy. Let me tell you, me and Rudy are walking the blue lot and everybody's music was so loud that you couldn't even hear the next booth. Yeah, because they were out trying to music each other. And we're walking and we're like, oh my God, this is so loud. But everybody was so excited to be there. And let's be honest, that's what it's all about. I look at Rudy in the middle of all this madness and I go, this is not a Wisconsin football tailgate. He goes, absolutely not.
No, they're playing Todd Lundgren. I don't want to work. I want to bang on the drum all day. You go to a Miami Hurricanes party, man, and they got like
Pop that coochie.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And that's just the moms. Like that's everyone's twerking.
Moms were dancing like, like their kids around and they're twerking and stuff. I'm like, this is so Miami.
Wow.
It's so Miami. You know what? We got on the line right now. Let's check in with him right now. His name is Rasta. He has all the recruiting news. Rasta, my man, what is up?
Blessed, man. I appreciate you guys for having me on, man.
2-0, blowout wins. The recruits we already have locked in, it must be so secure right now.
Yeah, like we had 5-star DB Drake Stubbs on the show last night, and we had him on a year ago when he was just getting into the recruitment. It was starting to pick up, and the kid's always been the same, no matter what, right? He's live, he's bubbly, very energetic, and we followed him. I've talked to him like nonstop since then, and when he committed to USC and then he decommitted and everybody was like, oh, he's a Florida lean, he's going to Florida. Then he committed to Miami, right? And, people were like, oh, if Miami doesn't have that type of year, watch he flips again and blah, blah, blah. And, listening to him talk last night, you could just hear he's embedded to be a Cane, right? Like we wish for those type of kids when, you're recruiting, because you go back and look at our old days, kind of those kids bled orange and green, right? And when you talk to these young men now, that's kind of what you're looking for, especially with Mario Cristobal. Like a lot of people go almost turn on the tape to evaluate a kid, but it's more than that, right? When Mario's recruiting, he doesn't just turn on the film. He talks to guys. You know, he wants to get to know them inside and out. Like I've heard stories where this man reaches out to pastors, you know, gets to know the man through the church. Like there's different ways of recruiting, right? So you can understand a young man and know who you're bringing to your school. So like, you know, listen to these guys talk, man. They're locked in, especially the guys that are committed right now. We're going to lose a couple. I know it's kind of been put out here and there. We're going to lose some commits because, you know, Mario does this thing where he likes to evaluate during the season as well. If I can get them locked in. Now I'll, you know, kind of watch them through the year. And we can always say, hey, look, we'll help you find a different place. And, you know, but
So
there's
when
going to be
you
other.
so hold on, when you say lose recruits, he's going to let some recruits go because the better their season, the higher the player they can get, which eliminates a lot of, I don't want no players lesser, but you know, it's eliminating the players he doesn't think are as talented as some players he's now getting because the team's going to do really well this season, hopefully.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you also have some kids where, you know, say like Demetrius Campbell, right? He's 6'6", 300 pounds. He's a basketball player that they're converting to play football. So usually when you see that, it's like, oh man, those are great traits. But then you want to see how he plays and how his season goes. And and I'm just using him as an example, like his size. But then his season goes and it's like, man, okay, he didn't kind of develop the way I thought he would. But man, there's a guy over here that just contacted me that wants in the boat now. So I'm gonna help him go find a home. You know, we'll get him a scholarship to Temple or, you know, Rhode Island or something like that. And then we'll go get this other kid from IMG or, you know, somewhere out of Georgia, Texas, whatever, that now wants in the boat after, you know, they see what Miami's really doing.
Now, I want to ask you, man, you got such a good name with recruits. Like, you know them all, you talk to them all. Why do you think recruits come to you?
I mean, I've been doing this recruiting thing for roughly about 15 years now, right? I do graphics for them on the side. You know, if they need something, they know to come hit me up. So I don't just go like as a media guy, right? I consider myself not a media. I'm not a plug like some of these guys like to call themselves. I like to actually build these relationships and with these young men because when I first started, I was a young man who was coming up in a small city and didn't have the views, the looks. My coaches weren't helping me. So like I always put in my head, man, I want to be a mentor. You know, I did 10 years in the military. I wanted to better my life, right, and help these young men. So when I got out of the military, I kind of turned my focus into how can I benefit now, you know, the youth and impact them. So I started kind of taking young men that didn't get the looks, didn't have the scholarships, and I took them all over the country, man. We went to Georgia and Oklahoma and yeah, obviously everywhere in Florida, but we just travel and, you know, they camp and all this other stuff. So I just started building such a, you know, good rapport with the young men and their families and stuff like that. And, you know, now it's just one of those things where it's just become second nature. You know, I just do graphics and then, you know, I talk to them. So I don't just go, hey, who's your top five? Or, you know, how do you like this? No, we talk football, you know, we talk
Gotcha.
personal. So
And you're saying you helped them like get comfortable on camera, things like that. Stuff, right?
yeah, so like my show, basically like what me and my co-hosts, like we've been doing the same thing. We actually started up something called Fluss back in the day, in like 2013, where I had our own website, kind of like what 247 and those guys do. And I had their profiles up, their ACT scores, SAT, because that's a huge thing for colleges, had their film up. So like I would send it to about 130 roughly college coaches from NAIA all the way to Power Four coaches. And then they'd have access to this, you know, page, and then they could click on it, see a kid that they may have never heard of from like Taylor County, Florida, you know. So just certain things like that. Like that was always my goal. But then I couldn't turn that much focus. I had a family, you know, so my time kind of got a little shrunk. So now I use my platform to kind of get kids used to, like you said, being in front of a camera, doing interviews. But I want them to be comfortable in their own shell, right? It's not like I said, media, like, hey, I'm in your camera. We're just gonna ask number questions. Nah, we just chop it up, kind of hang out, and then like coaches can come see, you know, these videos and interviews and stuff and get to know the kid. We call it Sebastian Lane behind the mask. because
Yeah.
getting to know him, getting to know him behind that helmet.
Now,
Yeah.
oh, go ahead, Rudy.
I was going to say that really is a skill that people underestimate, is being comfortable on a camera, because I don't know if you guys watched any of the Tom Brady.
That was not good.
That was very awkward. And even just, even when you got a couple of drinks in you, like Michael and I were over at the Hurricanes Tailgate Party, and there were people that they were so much fun. But the second you put the camera on them, you're like, are you the same person? What
Yeah.
happened? You're not even this. Well, you're not even talking the same. Like, yeah. So
I will.
it's a very underestimated skill, and I'm glad that there is somebody to help some of these younger kids who don't know what it's like to kind of guide them through that process. It's difficult.
I will say it's all about the blue lot, though. It is all about that blue lot, man. Thank y'all for showing us so much love. It was crazy. But Rasta, we only got a couple more minutes. I want to hit you up about this. What players are not committed to Miami, but now they're like, yo, what's going on? What about Joshua Moore? What about some other players committed to FSU or maybe to Florida? What's your take on this? Anybody close?
I mean, obviously the one to always watch is Joshua Moore. He was right on that fringe, anyways. Like you were speaking on him. The thing with him is he kind of like a lot of these kids, right? They were tired of Miami saying, "Hey, we're back. Hey, we're bringing this to the table," and da da da. Now they wanted to see it in Mario's. If you notice, Mario's throwing the ball a little more than he normally does, right? And so a lot of times too, like those are guys to watch. Dallas Wilson, obviously, he's been one of the top guys on the board from day one. He's committed to Oregon. But then if you look on the defensive line, like that's the key position to watch. Like guys like Malik Autry, he's committed to Auburn. He was at the Florida game, and Miami's been on him for months now. That's nothing new. But there are some guys that maybe that linebacker position. You got to start looking because we kind of parted ways with Elijah Melendez.
What happened to that? Like, no, I never heard what happened. Like, because he could see this defense and he could be a part of that next year and play. Why do you think he went separate ways?
So sometimes it's one of those, like we were talking earlier. Once you kind of get to sit back and learn a kid more, you build a relationship. Sometimes the two aren't as matched as they would like
Compatible.
or they would think. So it was one of those things where both came together, had a conversation, and maybe thought, okay, hey, look, you're still going to go to a big school like a Auburn or something like that. Let's go ahead and get you situated to where you can start focusing on something like that, and then we will start turning our focus somewhere else. It wasn't nothing like, hey, I don't like this kid. His mindset is filled. It was nothing like that.
Is it ever about money where they think they want to pay that much money for a kid, watch him play more, and then they're like, nah, we're good?
No, because so typically what happens with NIL is there's a number already preset, like
Gotcha.
beforehand, and that doesn't divvy it. So like the last 2 years now, going into year 3, Mario has been kind of consistent with that. He doesn't like to let's jump the boards. No, I'm gonna give you an offer. And it's not even a Mario. It's Canes Connect. They have a number they value players at, right? The portal is different than obviously high school recruiting because you go from 1 to 2 years maybe in the portal to 3 to 4 in high school. And then you also got to think kind of like OJ Frederick, right? He was a 3-star, come out of nowhere. Nobody
What
was
a
really
steal, man. What a
exactly.
steal.
And there will be times where maybe a kid like that, blows up, boom. Now he goes back to Mario. It's like, hey, I did a little more than you thought. Like, let's talk numbers. So I don't think that really happens, to be honest with you. I'm sure other kids do that, but I don't think the coaching staff, because you're not legally supposed to, right?
Yeah.
Have that talk. It's supposed to be K's Connect and all that. So, I mean, I'm sure there are kids out there somewhere, that do that, but I just don't think it happens a lot at Miami.
All right. And my last question before we let you go. Why are they not playing AJ Allen? Why are they putting him in as the 5th back? Is there a story we don't know about, Rasta?
So AJ's coming off a bad injury through last season. He's getting a little healthy this year during the summer and stuff like that. And the thing with Mario is he's not going to put somebody in when he's really not needed. Rather you get healthy. It's kind of like Ruben Bay, right? Ruben Bay can go play right now, but it's one of those things, especially with injuries, right? It's very finicky. You don't want him to go out there, tweak a knee. Now all of a sudden you're out the rest of the season. I'd rather have you out UCF, Ball State, get rested up, just like Jalen Rivers. I mean, there's a lot of guys that can go play, but I'm going to just pump my brakes. And then when we get into ACC play and you needed more experience back, like AJ Allen, he's been in college 3 to 4 years. He's got plenty of snaps and everything else. Then okay, now I can get him in. Now I want. But Mario's also the type, he's gonna run with a hot hand. So if he
Yeah.
puts Damian Martinez out there and he's hot, he's not gonna take him out of the game. Mario's gonna
Yeah.
roll with that hot hand.
And also, look, I love AJ Allen. Anyone that listens to the podcast know I love AJ Allen. But I also think Mario knows they're in this for like at least 14 games. And that's a long season. And if they keep winning, you're talking about 16, 17 games you got to play?
Yeah, I think it's 16 or 17.
16.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a long season. So I'm fingers crossed AJ Allen breaks through because I love him. Or he has 2 more games to play. I could see him transferring if he doesn't feel like he's getting his proper burn and going to Florida next year, and then he's going to be a problem for us. So we'll see. We'll see. Hey, Rasta, how can people find you, man?
Obviously on Twitter, Instagram, wherever Rasta edits, and then YouTube, Sebastian Lane. I also have a Twitter that is ran by Sebastian Lane as well. Sebastian Lane Behind the Mask. We pop on every Monday at 8:00 live. Last night was an amazing show. We had like I said, Drake Stubbs came on first, and then JJ Sparks, which is a 2026 kid, and then drawing a blank. We had another kid on at the third segment. Jaden Petit, however you say it, 5-star wide receiver. So we had all 3 of them on last night. Very great show. And if you want to listen to kind of what recruits are believing or thinking after the UF game, that's all we kept talking about last night.
All right, Rasta, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you, bro.
No problem, man. Y'all boys have a good night.
Hey, what's going on? It's Michael. Yo, man, do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Help us out a little bit. We're trying to grow this station. Thanks because of you. We're already over 500 subscribers, and it means a lot. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment. We appreciate it. It's all about Comics on Canes and the U. I love Rasta, man. I can't wait to meet him. I think he's going to go to the Florida State game. I may be taking an overnight flight, landing in the morning, going to the game, and taking the night flight back to Las Vegas. Because I had so much fun in the Blue Lot, man. I mean, I want to go back. I really do want to go back. All right, let's talk about the game coming up this week. I see another blowout, but hey, Forrest, tell us about Ball State.
Ball State Cardinals coming in to Miami to play this week. They are a 36.5-point underdog. The over-under is 54.5, so they're looking like Miami's basically it's going to be a similar score to Florida A&M. That's what they're predicting. But as we've seen already in this college football season, don't take these mid-majors lightly. We saw Notre Dame, disaster for them. Bowling Green took Penn State to the brink in Happy Valley.
Can I tell you what I love about this, Forrest? Everybody makes a big deal about NIL. Then you see these teams that have no NIL.
Yeah.
Beat these teams with huge NILs.
Yep.
And it just shows you, man, and I've always said this, college football is 2 things, coaching and quarterback. If you don't have those, I don't care what school. If you're a lower level school with a better quarterback than the other team, you got a chance. You may not have the players, but hey, you can make it work. And we saw that with Penn State almost. You saw that with Notre Dame.
Northern Illinois coach played at Northern Illinois and is now the coach, was crying on the field at Notre Dame afterwards. And it was awesome because he's like, this is like the first time they've ever beat a top 10 opponent. And he's crying, talking to the reporter. It was awesome. Just the whole, that's what college football is about, is that emotion, that history of him playing there, now being a coach. Also, they beat Notre Dame. Always a good day.
And we hate Notre Dame.
Always a good day.
You know what was amazing about that game for us? They did it at Notre Dame in front of 80, 90,000 fans, which is amazing.
And I kept flicking back to it like, all right, Notre Dame's going to, do their thing now. And then I flick back and it's like Northern Illinois line up for a field goal, which, by the way, they got a first down. They said they even tried to screw them on that, where they're like, you didn't get a first down. So the field goal was longer. They still hit the field goal and beat them. It was a fun game to watch. But my point is let's not overlook these teams. Yeah, we're better than Ball State. We're better than South Florida the next week after that. But don't overlook them. Like you said, there's a lot of pride. And it's not like these people can't play football. Like, they're idiots. They're going to come in and they're going to give them the best. So I think we're going to roll them, but let's just,
You know what I love? I love the Kane slogan they're going with right now. Play the game, not the name. I love that.
Perfect.
Play the game, not the name. Now, hey, Rudy, what's up with Wisconsin? They won, right?
Well, I mean, they played the game. I don't know if it was really they won the game, but yeah, they walked away with a win. I don't know if you'd call that a win. They're gonna get stomped by Alabama.
Wait, who'd Wisconsin play?
South Dakota. I mean, come on. What are you guys doing? It was I think they had like a total of, was it like 350, 360 passing yards. I think we're like 212. I mean, I think they were 50% on third down completions. It was like, man, you guys need to be, you should be in the 80 percentile. Like, why are you letting, it was so close. It was like 26-13. And by the halftime, man, it was looking like, I don't think they're going to pull this out. You should have ran that score up. That should have been a 56-9 score. And it was nowhere near.
27-13.
27-13. Yeah. So I do agree with you that Cam Ward is definitely going to outplay Tyler Van Dyke this year.
I never said Van Dyke was going to outplay Cam Ward. I thought he would have more passing yards because this is what I think. This is what I honestly think. Once Wisconsin gets into their real schedule, they will not be able to run the ball, and all they'll be able to do is pass.
No,
but I'm reading the boards on Wisconsin. And man, they're already crapping on Van Dyke, you know?
Yeah, but not. Yeah. So it was a fine, whatever. I watched the game. I'm glad they obviously got the W, but they are a 2-0 team who should not be a 2-0 team. So they are, man, it's going to be, I don't even want to watch. And for how much I want to watch them play Alabama, it's going to be, oh my God.
And y'all play Alabama this week coming up?
Yeah, we play them on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday at like 3:30. Yeah, it's going to be.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they play them tough, man. Where is it, Alabama or Wisconsin?
It's at Wisconsin, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right, Alabama, SEC, going to a Big Ten school, Wisconsin. Speaking about SEC, let's bring her in right now. Here she is. Kelsey, hey, how are you, girl?
I'm good. How are y'all?
First of all, you nailed the Texas prediction. They just went into Michigan and whooped them.
Look, I don't know if it's too soon to say, has the big house fallen, but it definitely needs some repairs.
It does. That was such a beating in the big house. It must feel so good to beat a team with 111,000 people there.
Can you imagine? And it almost seems like they were surprised. I saw an interview from their coach, and he was saying they kind of wanted to use this game to see how they were going to be able to perform under that type of scrutiny and that type of pressure and that type of noise. And so they just went out there and looked like they had a great time and got the W.
Yeah, now they're ranked number 2 in the rankings. Now, what other games stood out to you this weekend?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I mean, I think going back to some of those games that, I had predictions on, I like that you're not calling out that I did get 2 of those games wrong. But I think it did.
Oh no, did you? What 2 did you get wrong?
Please tell me. I got the Arkansas game wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the Arkansas, and I think I said I was hoping for Mississippi State to win. I'm not sure I fully predicted that they would.
Yeah. Mississippi State is not looking good.
Yeah. Coach Levy coined the term showtime at State. And, sometimes you go see a movie and it doesn't live up to the trailer hype. And I think that might be what be happening at Showtime at State.
Mississippi State looks like the actual state of Mississippi. That is how bad it is. Like that is, I don't know if you guys have been through there recently. Forrest, you can attest. It is brutal.
You do know I'm from there, right?
Yeah. No, I was there a couple of months ago, and as I drove through, I'm like, if they wanted to make a movie about Mississippi in Mississippi, they would have to make it look like less of Mississippi to make it believable. This place is ridiculous.
I'm literally off I-10 in Mississippi right now, somewhere at a gas station. But you know what? Game interested me was Cal beating Auburn, because we're gonna play Cal later. And they're 2-0 now, and they went into Auburn and won. I don't know. I'm not saying Auburn's as good as they, in the past, but that still interested me from a Miami perspective, where I was like, how good is Cal?
Did that surprise you, Kelsey?
Oh, it completely surprised me. I actually was planning to go attend that game. And then I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll go later in the season because they're going to win. It's going to be a blowout. It's going to be boring. And then I was just flipping through. I didn't even watch that game because, again, I wasn't that interested in it. And I was flipping through. I was like, wait, what happened? Like, what's going on? It's not good. It's, and Coach Farese was at Ole Miss for a while, so I have a soft spot for him. But yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. I think they just kept throwing interception after interception, and so Peyton Thorne is technically a thorn in their side right now. I think.
I will say, and I'll say it again about the coach. It's every college football team. It's the coach and the quarterback. If you don't have a good quarterback, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Let's talk about the rumors. Look, we beat the hell out of Florida in SEC school, Miami, but there are a lot of rumors floating around. A lot of heat around Lane Kiffin. There was rumors that a private jet landed in Gainesville from wherever wherever. Yeah. So there's a lot of rumors, a lot of different coaches. Nick Saban was supposed to have come in. So what are you hearing on your side?
Look, if you got it, you got it. And Lane definitely has got it right now. If Miami was having a bad season right now and they were the ones looking for a coach, I would be a little bit concerned because Lane loves to fish. So I think if, he was going to be close to the ocean, I'd be like, let's keep our eye on this.
Well, not to cut you off, but Lane, when the job was open before Mario took it, Lane made it public. He was ready to leave Ole Miss for the Miami. He's always wanted to coach at Miami for the Hurricanes, but go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm glad that's not the scenario. I don't know if Gainesville is quite as alluring, but that being said, obviously Florida has the resources and arguably has probably more resources than Ole Miss does. So it just comes down to the question of does he want to stick with that comfortability he's found at Ole Miss and the good support system he has there? Or does he want to, take a risk and basically have to build another program over at Florida, which arguably does have some new exciting talent coming up. But as far as the rumors go and how people are talking about it in Oxford, nobody wants to hear that. La, 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 la.
So are they believing it a little bit? Because, you're well tied into Oxford. Are they believing there's any heat to that, or they're just blowing it off?
What I'm hearing is Oxford is not concerned about that. And they're just keeping their eyes forward on the season. And then, whatever happens next year, we'll see. But right now, Oxford, whether they're just, choosing to believe the best or not, but it does not sound like that's a concern in Oxford right now.
All right. So what are some games we should look for this weekend?
Big games for this weekend, LSU versus South Carolina. I would argue to say that up until this week, South Carolina wasn't really on anyone's radar as someone that could, potentially be an upsetting game. But, they just beat up on Kentucky so bad this weekend. So they're definitely one to keep an eye on. Shane Beamer, their coach, is doing a really good job. And I am going to have this be my upset game pick of the week. I'm going to say South Carolina is going to beat LSU. I think it's going to be an LSU O-line, which is, a highly ranked O-line right now versus that South Carolina D-line. And we'll just see who comes up bigger and badder. But I think
I do know this. My good friend Mark Stoops is the head coach of Kentucky, and yes, they got beat, and I was shocked that they got beat that bad because Mark Stoops, he's all about the trenches, and to see somebody take over his team in the trenches was something new to see. So, South Carolina, I'm interested to see that game. That LSU, and we don't know how good LSU is right now, because they lost their first game. I'm sure they won this week. I don't know who they played, probably a smaller school. But we'll find out how good they are against South Carolina.
Yeah, I think it's going to be close. I brought scores for y'all this week. So I'm going to say I'm going with 28-24 South Carolina.
All right. What's your next game?
My next game is going to be Tulane, Oklahoma. Tulane, another one of those schools that is sort of one to keep an eye on. They did lose this last week, so we'll see if maybe they kind of got the air knocked out of them, and it is going to be a road game for them at Oklahoma, but they are going to put up a hell of a good fight. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. Oklahoma is, they've got a great defense, but it's still going to be, they're going to have fun. They have to play fast. They're going to have to be very aggressive. But I still think that Oklahoma is going to win 35-21.
All right. And you got one more game?
I got one more game. And
all right, give it to us, girl.
I think you know what it's going to be. It's going to be the Texas A&M versus Florida game.
Oh, and I already know who's going to win this. I want to hear. We're going to make
yeah?
predictions on this one, guys. I already know. Go ahead.
So yeah, this is kind of one of those who's going to claw their way out of the hole type games. This is going to answer. Finally, I think we're going to get a lot of questions answered out of this game. I think Florida is going to do well. Again, for me, I think they need to do what they did this past week. They need to have fun. They need to just get out there, do their thing, play fast, and maybe they'll pull out a victory. However, I think Texas A&M has a little bit more on the line for this, because they're saying that if Texas A&M wins this game, that there's pretty much an 88% chance that they're going to be bowl eligible, looking at the rest of the schedule that they have this year. So it's going to be a bloodbath, and that's going to be probably the one I'm most excited for.
So what's the score on that one?
I don't have now. This is one I don't have a score on. I think I don't know. Like, I know. I was like,
what are your vibes?
I know this one. I think I'm just gonna have to. Let's do right now. I'm gonna do a vibe pick. I actually think I'm gonna vibe pick Florida. On this one.
Florida. Here's what's going on in Florida. They got a quarterback controversy, Mertz versus Lagway. Lagway did well against Sanford or whatever the school was, and people are hyping him up, but it's like, dude, it's Sanford, It's Sanford. He would have got crushed against Miami too. Don't even act like it. So
that's the narrative now, though. They're already saying that. They're like, oh, if we would have had Lagway the whole game, it's like, beat it.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, they're saying that they even want him to stay on when, but it's like, I'm with y'all on the same thing. We don't know yet.
Yeah, this week they said they want to do like a dual quarterback thing where one comes in, one comes out. We'll see how that works out. I hate Florida. So I'm just picking them to lose. It's a hate pick. It's like an ex-girlfriend that like treated you bad or maybe cheated on you. I just hate them. So I don't want anything well to go for them. So I'm going to pick Texas A&M. What do you got for us?
I would like this game to finish in a 3-3 tie and they get called for lightning and it doesn't get finished, because I don't want either of these schools to ever do well or have anything nice. So that's what I'm going for. 3-3 tie. Yeah, the first tie in years.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. For how much I despise Florida, one of my favorite bands is from the area. They kind of just started right outside of the University of Florida. But I also don't like Texas A&M because I don't like any city that is named like, hey, we have a college, so we're going to call ourselves College Station. Not a fan of that. Not a big fan. I don't like it. So listen,
get out of here.
Texas A&M, hit the road. Why don't you skedaddle back to Texas? Take your spurs and your horses and jump on them. Get the hell out of here. I'm taking Florida.
Oh,
look, I just need Florida to win so they can get their eyes off of Lane Kiffin. So,
there you go. All right,
keep your hands off our man.
Kelsey, how can people find you?
Y'all can find me on Instagram. It's just my name, Kelsey Farese, or on my podcast, The Lawyer's Daughter. Come check us out.
All right. All the information is in the description. Make sure you check her out. Kelsey, great job, okay?
Thanks, guys. See y'all.
Hey, what's going on? It's Michael Yo. So it's going down September 26th through 28th. I'm shooting my brand new special, Tempe Improv. People ask me, why I want to shoot it there.
I don't know. It's not the greatest place for a half black and Asian person right now. So I was thinking, since the cameras are set up, why don't I give someone else an opportunity to shoot their special too? So I called my comedy tastemaker, Josh Sandoval, who's an up-and-coming comic. He said, Nick Murphy. So Josh set up a meeting. What's up?
What's up?
We shook on it. So Tempe, Arizona, it's up to you. If you don't want to support our dreams,
then you might be my father.
Dad? Hey, what's up? I love you too. You are amazing.
Mine's still blocked.
So this right here is coming. September 26th through 28th, Tempe Improv. We'll be there.
We'll both be there.
That was horrible.
The show's gonna be good though.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, it is prediction time. Rudy, I'm going to let you go first. Forrest, what is the line once again for the Ball State Miami Hurricanes game?
36.5 currently. For
all right, what you got, Rudy?
36 and a half. All right, so I am going to take Miami in this. Maybe not as quite of a Florida A&M blowout, but definitely a blowout. I'm going to say 44-14.
All right, Forrest.
As a compulsive gambler, I think I have my finger on the pulse of look, we've covered the first 2 games. We're covering the 3rd game. I'm gonna say 49, just 7 straight touchdowns, 49-7. That's it.
Okay. Well, I have no vibe, as Kelsey would say on it. I know we're gonna win. I don't know if we're gonna cover the line, but I know we're gonna win big. And by big, I mean like I think Cam Ward, I think a lot of new players will play once again. So that's going to keep the scoring a little bit down. I think Cam Ward will get his 300, 350 yards, 3-4 touchdowns. So that's 28 points right there. So let's say we throw in another 3 to 4 touchdowns. Let's say 51-14.
Yeah. By the way,
14.
my 49 points, AJ Allen has 3 touchdowns for you.
Wait, what?
AJ Allen, 3 touchdowns.
In this game?
Yeah, that's my prediction.
Let's go, Canes. AJ Allen, man, y'all need to stop the disrespect. I'm not trying to cause beef.
Disrespecting him. I'm a fan.
No, I'm talking to the coaches right now.
Yeah.
And this, you know what really upsets me is no reporters that go to these press. Why don't they ask, hey, you ask about all the backs, but you never say, hey, is AJ Allen going to get more touches? Why can't they ask that? You know why? Because they're scared.
Yeah.
They're scared.
We'll get you some press credentials.
Yeah, they won't give me press credentials because they know, like, I don't care about having access, and that's the wrong person to have in a press conference because I'll ask real questions. Right now, everything's going fine. But even when Mario took the knee, they didn't really press him about it last year, because they need access.
You're going to come in there with your number 28 jersey? What's up? Got a question back here. What's up with the disrespect?
All right, man. Hey, thank you for subscribing. Please hit that subscribe button. Listen to our audio podcast. The link is down there as well. Me and Rudy had a blast at the Blue Lot. We're going to leave you with the Blue Lot video we shot. It was absolutely fun. Hey, thank you so much for listening to Comics on Canes. Y'all have a great one. Thank you so much for listening to the pod. Later.
Let's go, Canes! Let's go, Canes! What's up?
I did not know you were a Canes fan.
I'm a huge Canes fan. What's going to be the score today?
I want to be respectful.
Okay, be
but
respectful.
It's
Yeah.
going to be like 60 plus. And I
To what?
Goose egg.
The goose egg?
I'm thinking.
I got to be honest with you. I know it's not going to happen, but I hope Florida A&M scores more than Florida because that would be so funny to me.
This is facts. This is very true. That would be amazing.
Who's your favorite player?
McGow. I can never pronounce it. Oh my God, I'm having a heart attack.
What?
Francis.
Kiko?
No, the brother.
The brother.
61 O-line. I'm an O-line girl. My
Now-
husband was an O-line.
Now, if you could score a touchdown and do your dance, what would your dance be in the end zone?
Oh.
Show me. Show. I want to see something.
Oh God, I gotta keep it PG. My kids are here.
I'll cover you up.
Sorry.
Ooh, okay. Well, go Canes.
Go Canes, get a shot with us later.
I will. Let's go! I got to ask you a score prediction. Give it to me. What do you think today? What do you think?
56-21.
56. See, I like that you said 21 because that means
put up something.
No, I actually hope they score more than to Florida.
Okay.
Because that would look so good.
Oh,
if
yeah.
Florida, it would make Florida look so
More
bad.
bragging rights.
More bragging rights,
More
right?
bragging rights.
All right. If you could score a touchdown, what would be your dance? You would throw up to you and then you simple, right?
Keep it simple.
All right,
What about the wins? Get a ring. That's all.
What's the record? What's the record gonna be this year?
I said we go 11-2.
11. No, I say 12-0, man.
12-0?
And then we go to the playoffs, and then we'll see what happens.
I'm just being a little optimistic, but I'm hopeful that we go undefeated.
All right, it's all about the youth. Throw it up, man. It's all about the youth. All right, we hear Blue Lot is. I heard it's all about the Blue Lot.
The Blue Lot, baby.
It's all about the Blue
It's all
Lot.
about the Blue Lot.
All right. What's the score gonna be today? Give it to me.
I say 54-10.
All right, 54-10. 54-10. And now, if you could score a touchdown in the game, what would your dance be? What's your name? Tell everybody.
Jimmy Puma.
And what's your favorite player on the team?
Well, you got to be now. Cam Ward.
Cam Ward, give Cam Ward a message. If you could say something to him, what would it be?
Hey, Cam Ward, I appreciate you coming down to the U, baby. You're going to get your national championship, and you're going to get that Heisman down here, too. We're going to have 3 nice Heisman trophies winners at the UM now.
That's right. And final record, give it to me.
Oh, God. I'm going undefeated.
That's right. Throw it up, baby. Here we go. All about the U. Let's go. Tell us about the family here, man.
Man, we've been doing this all the way since we turned over from the OB. We've been here. Canes Boy La Familia. Look at us, man.
Yeah.
We got the flags. This is our block right here, man. It's 30, 40 cars deep. We a big fam, and we're here to support our unit, man. The Canes.
And they looking good this year.
They looking really good. I was up in Gainesville last week, and it's a problem. We a problem right now.
We a problem, baby. What's the score going to be today?
Oh, I think we might hit 60s. We might be in the 60s or 70s. All right. If we don't pull Cam out early, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. What's your prediction on the record this year? The record?
Listen, honestly, as a fan, I think we can go undefeated.
Me too.
But
there
could be a hiccup here and there.
No.
But it won't be that. We're going undefeated,
That's
baby.
right, baby. That's what it's up. That's what's up.
It's real over here, man. We spend money. We the real deal. I'm D-Rock, man. Welcome to Dade County, dog. You know what it is. We from 305, dog.
Yeah.
We ain't slowing down.
That's
it's
right.
305 till we die.
That's
you
right.
already know. Like my lawyer told me, dog, never go past 199 because that's the United States of America. We here in Dade County. We our own state.
That's right, baby. That's right. All right. Tell me the score today. Give me the
score. A lot to a little. I'll tell you that much.
Okay. Final record. What out of the 12 games?
Out of the 12 games, hey, we going undefeated. Hey, we championship bound, dog. Get right. Don't be a fan later. Don't be a fan later.
And if you could score a touchdown in a game, what would your dance be?
What? Here in Miami, it's like this. Pa arriba, pa abajo, pa centro, pa adentro.
I'm saying A.J. Allen will score 1 or 2 touchdowns today.
Him and Chris Johnson.
I hope so.
I know so. Let's do it.
Okay, so what's the final score tonight?
We're going to call off the dogs maybe mid-third quarter, and the puppies are going to come out, and they're going to probably get about 21 extra. So I'm going to predict 48 plus 21.
What's your final prediction for the 12 games they're going to play?
12-0.
Me too. Let's do it, bro. It's all about the you. It's all about the you. It's all about that you. If you could score a touchdown, what would your dance be in the end zone? Let me see it. Oh, that boy. All right.
I'm not gonna lie, I've drank the Kool-Aid for a long time. I stopped drinking it a long time ago. I may be back on the Kool-Aid.
Let's go.
They put Kool-Aid in my coffee, and it tastes good.
It tastes good.
Cam Ward, Heisman, baby.
Let's go.
This is when you become top chef. Man, we ain't with that bullshit. What these guys out here doing with them chicken wings. We out here cooking tomahawks. That's $1,000 steak at Poppy Steak, dog. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, chef.
Gordon Ramsay, I'm coming for you.
I'm coming for you. Tell them.
Here we go.
The reaction says it all. Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Thank you, bro.
Now, what do you think the score is going to be today?
I mean, Cristobal's a nice guy.
You know, and he likes the other coach.
He does. He does like the other coach, man. So I'm gonna go with 54-7.
I'm going 68-13.
I just don't think he gonna put his foot on there and twist it like that.
No, but no matter who you put in there, they're gonna score. You go from Damian Martinez to Mark Fletcher to A.J. Allen, Chris Johnson to Lyle. All of them can run. So even if he runs the ball, he's still going to score with that offensive line.
You're right. I give him that, man. I just think Cristobal is one of those guys who's like.
I do too.
Dude, you know
but you can't stop if they run. They run.
Hey, what they say? Our job is to score.
That's right.
Your job is to stop us from scoring.
All right. Now I got to see this. If you could score a touchdown in a game, what would your dance be? I want to see it. What would your end zone? Oh, yeah. Woo! Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's gone. All right. What is your prediction for the season, the year? Out of the 12 games, what are we going to go?
After week 1, we shouldn't lose a game, man.
Undefeated?
We shouldn't lose a game, man. There's nothing else. I think that's the hardest venue we're going to play in, you know, by far. So everything else, we get all the other teams at home. We get Duke at home, the Manny Bowl.
Oh, my God. That's
the
the Cuban Bowl.
The Cuban Bowl.
Oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Warren says that he don't speak no Spanish. So I don't know. He don't speak no Spanish. But, you know, we get State at home. That's trash. So
You're Virginia Tech at home?
Virginia Tech at home on a Friday. I think the toughest game probably be Louisville.
Who's your favorite player on the team? And if you could tell them something, what would it be?
My favorite player right now? Yeah. Man, it's Strep, man. It's Strep. The Strep a dog. I love Strep, man. Strep, he remind me of me back in the day.
That's right.
Yeah, Strep a dog, man. Strep go get it. Inside, outside, whatever, it don't matter.
You know the thing about Strep? He is really the American dream. He's got crapped on. When he got here, people like he's too small. Even last year when he put up these numbers, people like, oh, Rashad Smith should have played before him, and all these people. And now you're seeing him really show out. And people gave him a hard time because Tyler Van Dyke always threw to him, and now Cam Ward always threw to him. It's just to do good.
It's a reason everybody go to him. You know what I'm saying? You can't fake that. As a receiver, if you're reliable, the quarterback's always going to find you. That's going to be their guy. You can't blame that on the quarterback or anybody else. The quarterback job is to complete passes. If I know he's going to catch it, that's where I'm going.
He's a dog.
Strep's a dog. Hey, Strep, you had over 1,000 on the game on NCAA.
Let's go. Let's go.
All about the you, baby.
All about the you.
They not like us.
They not like us.
They not like us.